Hello everyone, it is Donny again. I am here with my lovely Reverend Brenda Bates.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we are going to be talking about recognizing toxic situations, whether it be family relationships or relationships in general.
For me, when you're talking about a toxic situation, take an example of a parent, say a mother, and their children, she's done for them all their life and everything else. They get into trouble, they get into different things, and she's there coming in and rescuing them. Well, she's done this over and over and over again, and these children don't know how to do anything on their own. Mm-hmm. So this parent, say, will come to you or me, especially me, and they're saying, I don't know what to do with these children. I don't know what to do. And it's drawing them down in this quagmire of guck, all right, that they don't know how to get back out. Their meaning and what they originally wanted to do to help these children actually have pulled them down in this toxic guck, as I call it.
Yeah, I feel like it's like being stuck in a tar pit and just drowning slowly and not being able to get out of it.
Exactly. And you have to literally remove yourself from those toxic situations to be able to see a light at the end of the tunnel, if you want to call it. So it's like getting yourself out, backing out, say, okay. And you can really start doing that by saying, all right, I'm letting you figure this one out on your own. Figure this out. If you get and you exhaust all of your opportunities and stuff like that, then come to me and I will help you. But I'm no longer going to be the fallback guy or the fallback person. Mm-hmm. And this is in any relationship.
In a lot of ways, we are partially responsible for that toxic situation as well, because we are going into that situation assuming that we can help them or be there for them in some way. Right. But if they're not open to wanting that help or even being helped in general, right, then they are just going to keep siphoning out of you until it just becomes so expected that you don't do anything about it and you keep drowning.
And that's a part of the issue, because I mean, we go in with all good intention because we see that, okay, we can help this individual. But a lot of times what happens is we go in, we start helping this individual, then this individual becomes very dependent upon us. And so we continue to give and give, and at the same time is we're trying to help them to say, okay, you can do this on your own, you could do this. But then you begin to see that they're not helping themselves. Mm-hmm. That's when the toxic situation begins. Mm-hmm. And as long as you keep giving and they keep taking and they don't give back or they don't try to change, that's when it really becomes a toxic situation. So it really is up to you at that point to recognize that and then say, okay, enough is enough. For my self-preservation, I have to step back and let it be, even if it's step back out of the situation and let go.
We tell ourselves that we can't swim out of it, but in fact we can. We just have to try.
You have to make that decision. Mm-hmm. You have to make the decision to get up and walk away. Mm-hmm. Because you've exhausted all of your abilities, all of the avenues that you have gone in with, and still they have not wanted to get out or overcome this. You have to get out, or else you become them.
See, from my experience, it's all about realizing for myself that that person that doesn't want help, or those individuals that don't want help, need to experience that on their own in order to realize the complexity of their situation, which in turn you're realizing also that you can't provide everything, or you can't be the one to pull them out of the situation. They're meant to be in that situation.
Right, until they learn the lesson.
Or they chose to be in that situation.
Or they choose to be in that situation, absolutely. And then by them choosing to be in that situation, we have to choose not to be. And that's where tough love comes into play. And tough love is tough love. Mm-hmm. And you just have to be able to say, enough is enough. I've helped you this far. Now I need to get out and let you do what you need to do, what you need to learn, what you need to experience. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's tough love.
Sometimes you gotta do it,
and
right?
That's toxicity, and it could be very difficult.
Yeah, and it affects people differently too. If the person is the giver, they will feel like they're drained. They'll feel like they aren't worthy themselves, and it's all because they don't recognize that they're needlessly donating all their energy
Right.
toward a cause that won't benefit them at all.
Right. But there's another side to this too. Is the individual who is actually there helping that other individual try to get out of this, there's a neediness there. It's like a codependency. They become codependent on helping this individual, and that's another reason why they don't want to get out. They'll complain about the situation, but when you give them an option or an idea or something like that, they're like, oh no, I can't do that. And it's not because of that individual not letting them out. It's because they need to be needed. And this is how they feel that it is.
They need to feel worthwhile.
Exactly. And they're like, okay, if I get out of this, oh no,
and I feel
I'm
like
free.
The other person recognizes that probably and decides to capitalize on it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So you have a two-way street there. You have to really look at what you're doing, what your needs are in this particular relationship or environment. Because if you're just as needy as they are of you, then it is a tough getting out of it. But other than that, you could say, okay, I'm done, I got to step out of it, and that's one of those other things, like drama. You know, you have people who have a lot of drama in their lives, and you try to help them through certain things, and you're not going to cure that drama because that's the way they are.
Right.
But is there something in you that's keeping you in that drama a little bit longer than you should?
Right.
Very possible.
So the question you should ask if you see somebody who appears to need help, or if you have that desire to help that person, is, are they capable of helping themselves? And should they help themselves even if they're not capable?
Right, absolutely. And it goes vice versa, you know, that goes with us too. I'm sure we've all been in a toxic situation that we didn't think we could get out of, or that we didn't want to get out of. But yet here we are complaining about it. So it takes a lot of self-reflection. You have to be self-reflecting enough to see, okay, what is my part to play in this? What am I doing to enhance this behavior?
Yeah, a lot of it is taking responsibility, recognizing and
Right.
admitting that, you know, maybe I contributed to it, or maybe I allowed the situation to happen. I fed the situation. I was the gasoline on those embers.
And then you have to go one step farther and say, okay, why? Why did I do this? Why did I need to do this? Pretty deep stuff, huh?
It is.
You know, and it takes a lot. You really have to do some work on that. But once you figure it out, once you find out what that core issue is, then you become unstuck a little bit at a time. It's not one of those things that you can actually back away and it's all done. No, because you have time invested, you have emotion invested. It takes one step at a time.
Some people get comfortable in that tar, I guess you could
Yes.
say, and they end up fearing what they would be without it. And I think the first step to healing from a situation like that is realizing that there are better states of mind that you could be in. Remembering who you were before the situation, or thinking of who you want to be, or growing out of the situation.
Growing out of the situation. And that goes back to relationships, you know. With relationships, you sometimes see, and this goes both for men and women, and I'm just going to give you an example of a woman. A woman is in a very toxic situation where the man has, you know, beat her down, has degraded her, has mentally beat her up and things like that. But she came into this situation thinking, I can change him, I can make him better. In the process, she becomes weaker and weaker and weaker because he's got the stronger energy. And it comes to a point of like, okay, now what do I do? At that moment, she has to think, where can I get help? Who can I seek to help me? will that individual, go back and tell him that I want to do something different, and just be, it's like, okay, that's a situation, because then all of a sudden the security is there. Mm-hmm. She's so used to this toxic situation that becomes a security.
Right. And she probably feels like that's all she can get. That there is nothing more that she can get.
Right. And because of what he has done to her, and like I said, this just doesn't happen with men versus women. It also happens the other way around too. So it goes both ways. But the situation is, they'll pull away, they'll get away from this individual, but yet then they feel guilty. They feel guilty from leaving. Oh, did I give up too early? And then they'll go back into it, and the same thing, only worse this time. Mm-hmm. Because then he's going to realize, or she's going to realize that, okay, they did it once, they came back, I have to be stronger, I have to be more, forceful to keep them there. A lot of abuse happens that way. But if you are on the mindset, once you step back out of there, and you have the proper help, then you can go forward.
Realizing that you do have the power, and that your power is more powerful than you think.
Exactly. So, there are many other dynamics and aspects with that, but that's just one. What I do is I help individuals to see different aspects of their lives that they are not able to see. Not only individuals, but I also do that for businesses as well.
So if those of you who do not know, Brenda has her own show that she does. It's an online radio show.
It is an online radio show.
Called Universal Journeys, and she also has a Facebook page corresponding to it. Would you like to tell us a bit about Universal Journeys?
Universal Journeys actually is a lot of different paths, faiths, cultures, belief systems. And what we do on the internet show is to expand upon those, to bring different individuals into and on the show that can expand the awareness of what they do, how they do it, their journey in the process, so that we can understand that it's not just a quick thing overnight. We have individuals, say, like Sylvia Brown, Deepak Chopra, and different ones. We don't really know for sure what their struggle was. Well, this particular program that I have on the IlluminatiNetwork.com, Universal Journeys, we explore those things. We say, all right, this is what we started out with. This is how we became who we are. And on the show I've had movie stars, I've had psychics, I've had paranormal investigators, I had financial individuals, how they started out on the process, which is kind of cool. We've had Bigfoot investigators. I advertise this on my regular Facebook, which is Brenda L. Bates, and also the Universal Journeys Facebook page too.
Which I'll provide links to all of those in the comments section below, along with my Facebook page, my Twitter page, and my Tumblr page. And we're trying to work on Brenda getting a YouTube channel too. So
yes,
we're in the process of doing that. So yeah, thank you for being on my channel again,
You're
Brenda.
welcome.
I love our insightful conversations.
I'm telling you, it's awesome.
And I just want to share them with all of you because they are very insightful. I feel like we all could use insight.
Yes, definitely. And all of us, just not me, just not you, but all of us.
So yeah, you guys have a good day today. Thank you for watching.
Take care.